Mike Wilson, I challenge you. Let's get creative. I create something, you create something from it. What do you say? Well, hello there, AppleBites. This is your AppleBite, Rafael Tavares, talking to you straight from our show here, The Written Writ. A show where you and I you, take a journey together to become better writers. And today, I have with me Mike Wilson. And we are talking about the challenge that we've recently got together and did. I challenged him to write a song with some of my lyrics, or I should say poem, that I wrote. And he stepped up to the challenge and he did it. So Mike, how was the creative process when it came to all this? Once you saw the poem, what happened?
Well, as you remember, the conversation was about Native Americans and paying homage to Native Americans. And then you wrote the piece about Native Americans, which is really, really easy to go off of. And so I took all your words and I made them rhyme. That was like the whole thing.
See, it was that simple. I'm telling you people, all you need to do is do what you need to do. If you're a writer, you need to write. If you're a musician, you need to play. If you are a rapper, you need to create your own lyrics. It's better that way. So Mike, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm an MC and producer from Brooklyn, New York. Started rapping when I was around 14, producing maybe 6 months later. And I'm currently working as a case manager in the Bronx. Very fun. Also need a job, so anybody hiring you should let me know. But yeah, so I've been studying sound engineering actually recently, getting more into sound, understanding that more. Also appreciate the fact that this is a unidirectional microphone. And you know, sci-fi fan, fantasy fan, nerd overall. Favorite character is Batman. He's awesome. He's also a bit of white privilege, but like in a good way, you know, the way he should use it. Other than that, yeah, I mean, it's Mike.
Well, one of the things we like about you, and especially since we caught you one time at this Japanese showcase, and we love the fact that your rap seems to come personally from who you are. You know, especially since one of our favorite songs that you do is about the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, that's 6 Gems. I wrote that because, why did I write that? I'm actually trying to remember. So anyway, I'm a huge fan of Thanos, and I've been, since the Avengers started, I wanted to see Thanos in the film. All the teasers were really like pissing me off, and I think one day, the beat is very, it's not very progressive. It's like one chord. Actually, it might only be one key, and then there's like some weird vocal chant in the back, and it felt dark, like something dangerous was about to happen. Sort of like Thanos was about to come and destroy the Earth. So I started writing in that, and then I also mixed it in with a little bit of emotions. I lost a couple of friends because of different situations we had, so that's why the opening line is, I guess my old friends say I'm nothing but a ghost. Velma screaming Jinkies, another Yankee off the boat. And then I ended up getting into a little bit about being a black person and everything of the sort. So really the song is kind of about what it would be like being a black man with the Infinity Gauntlet and having the power to move the world in any way I want. And I made a bunch of Marvel references and all that other stuff, just because. So yeah, that's about it.
Very deep lyrics, very creative. When you're creating what you are going to rap, what you're going to work with, what you're writing, what's your process?
My process is usually really, really simple. So as I was telling you, I studied English for a short bit, and one thing I learned was that you want to write how you feel. Especially in a creative way. So I approach writing my raps with the first question is, how do I feel right now? I almost do this 100% of the time. Unless I have a bar or a lyric that comes to me randomly, I'm just like, hey, what's my current feeling? And then I go for there. Usually, you know, if I'm in a really, really good mood, it might be more of a kind of quirky, maybe comic book related rap. If I'm not in if I'm not in such a good mood, I may go the other direction. I may just talk about that mood for a bit. Then I may relate it to socio-political issues, economic issues, presidential issues, things of the sort. And I'll see where that leads me, and I'll build off of that. But usually the production and lyrics go hand in hand, since I am producer and MC. So a lot of times I'll make a beat, and then the beat will tell me what to write. So then that's also another process. Right now I'm working on about 5 songs, and I literally made like 5 beats, and now I'm just like, okay, what does this song sound like? And so now I'm working on that part like that.
Very good process. I like it. It sounds a lot like what I do when I'm writing. Sometimes the character will tell me what's going on. Sometimes the music of what I'm writing, which is so funny because some people, when I tell them that, they go, "Well, you're not writing music," but in my mind, it sounds like music to me. You know, it just talks to you. It wants you to go in a direction that it wants you to go in. That's when I don't think sometimes people don't understand when you're getting creative that it's something leading you to where you got to go.
I agree with that. I do think that just as much as writing a story or writing a song, it's all about, I mean, it's much like a conversation. I mean, it's a conversation with yourself, and nonetheless, it's a conversation. You have to start paying attention to what's happening with the characters, the details, the scenery, and then paying attention to the emotions of all those things, the colors and the feelings, and you want to say, okay, that's what's happening here, maybe this is going to happen next. You know, I think when you're writing music, it's the same thing, it's telling the story. You're looking at the plot, and you're trying to see how things are going to go forward.
Very good. And if they're looking for you, our audience out there, where can they find you, Mike Wilson?
So the full name is The Real Mike Wilson, so they can find me at therealmikewilson.com. TRMWBK, TRMWBK. That's all the social media. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't use Twitter, but if you want to follow my post a year, sure. But yeah, then I have some clothes out. I didn't get the chance to bring the Black Jesus hoodie or t-shirt, but that exists. And it's great, especially for people of color who wants to feel like their God looks like them. It's great for that. And also, you can get a version of it that represents your borough. So like, we from Bed-Stuy, Brownsville, Queensbridge, like the chorus goes. And on the back is like huge letters say Black Jesus. And that's therealmikewilson.com/gear, Gear. So, swag.
I have to admit, I'm personally in love with that Phoenix shirt you have, and that's what I'm going to use my Christmas money to get, is that nice little Phoenix shirt, because we all know I love Phoenixes because they keep showing up in my writing for some reason. You know, so I really do appreciate a good t-shirt, and that looks really good. I like the design of it. Where did the design of that come from?
So Phoenix is an old mixtape I made, spelled F-E-N-I-X, and I use that same image that you see. Except I think it was like in a weird rainbow color, like a reddish rainbow color. And then I changed it. I did a deluxe version of the mixtape, and I used Ho-Oh from Pokemon because it's like the best Pokemon ever. But the reason why I use Phoenix, I actually stopped rapping for a couple of years. Did some management. I managed about 2 or 3 different people. I did some models and some artists as well. And I stopped rapping because I felt like I couldn't get my word across. I felt like people weren't listening, people didn't care. And then I ended up rapping again for the complete opposite reason. I felt like no one was listening, you know. Maybe even the same reason, actually. I felt like no one was listening. People needed to know. People needed to have an understanding of things. And so Phoenix was perfect, right? It was like a rebirth. And it kind of just stuck with me because I do a lot of different things. I'm always going to come back to music. So in that sense, and just the fact that you can never kill a Phoenix. Phoenix never actually died. And I like that to be a simile or a metaphor, I should say, for my career, that like I will always keep producing and I will always be this powerful, legendary creature despite how you feel about me.
I have to admit, it's the same reason for me. People always think they've destroyed me, they've brought me down, they've stopped me from doing what I love, but it always comes back to me, and I always feel like the Phoenix or the dragon, which are the 2 symbols or the 2 mythological things that constantly are affecting my life. All right, so this is Written Writ, and this is Mike Wilson, and we are signing off. Till next time, where I'll probably say something like, I'm not sure why though, but I will do that. Well, Apple Buddies, now that you've seen the interview with Mike Wilson, let us see where this led to. I shall read to you what I created, and then we shall play what he created after this. And you shall see how this challenge went. I've been traveling now for what seems like generations, across this wilted world, watching willful wanton wrecking of this glorious womb. I seek champions that never arise, and am met with vulgar vile villains where virtue has but vanished. Yet here I stand at this shallow of satin sinkholes, where not even honor was given to her. Here lies bones, broken and beaten, vilified, valiant vessel of goodness all but vexed from existence. I call lightning, I call thunder. I call winds of warriors old, strike upon these hallowed grounds. I rise yonder champion, and protect mother. Martyr, arise, and walk once more. Lightning and essence of mortal now gone, swirling and reconstituting, dust ash become bone. Flesh form festively, for now you are whole. Arise, O daughter, and fight for what's right. O native childer of now and beyond, remind, make remembered what all must be so. The sky cascaded, lightning as the thunder now roared, and before him now stood a warrior woman. The lightning flowed through her and around her and crackled in her very sinew. It rolled over her muscle, crackling static reaching from her, small thunder cracks emitting from her. She stood there, eyes open, wide as energy coursed through them. Looking around, she does not understand. Last she remembers was falling down dead. He smiles and watches his work and says to her, "Rise, childer of terror, and bring forth justice to this corrupted land." So that's what I created. And then from this, Mike Wilson decided which direction he was going to go, and he created the rap that we were about to listen to.
Y'all don't hear no storytelling no more. This one for them Redmen, you know what I mean? Yeah. Bring that chorus in. Traveling for generations, across this wilted world I wander and wonder. Warriors I knew before, could they awake from their slumber? I conjure thoughts, vow, vocal villains still murmur. They chant out victory, murder it ain't the blunder. Virtues vanish with the legends of old. I stand at shallow sinkholes, taking it all in. Middle name Ezekiel, I see broken and battered bones. Tell me, is this a sequel? Vilified alien vessels, but destroyed by evil. The sky cascades as lightning form and thunder speaks. Arise, warrior, lightning striking, then the ground repeats. Breath of life to the martyr, I rise and walk again. Flesh form festively, arise my daughter and protect your kin. Sparks of light emit from a pupil, signs of life I nod in approval. Daughter fight for what's right, I whisper and crack a smile. She move around, such a perfect picture. Time to bring justice to our brothers and sisters. We miss you. Yes, to my old friends, I'm nothing but a ghost. Velma screaming jinkies, another Yankee off the boat. Sterling silver bracelets, but I probably shouldn't boast. Till I get a power boost, KO Ken, I'm kinda stoked. This here is the part where I begin to hold up. No need to speak about my foes, they need to grow up. Could never take the crown if you never show up. I'm from New York City, you won't scare me if you blow up. Kinda dark, but don't compare to West Craven. them in Wonderland and what the U.S. did to Asians. Edgar Allan Poe and the study of the Raven, possessed by Trigon purely for entertainment. Trying to get past issues, moving to a better point of view. Suicidal ex, a best friend trying to ruin you. I can name a few, but consider this their eulogy. Zoolander style, you Googleize them to my memory. Got a gem for that, make that too cold a symmetry. Hero from the future with a friend who absorbs energy. Bishop, what I cosplay, no I'm not a Christian. Mutated black man, something out of fiction. Power of the stars, and I got them in my fist. And started with my mind gem, had to have vision. Kinda think it's funny that I used to be 3/5 man. Add the other 5 stones, now I got 6 gems. 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 Add the other 5 stones, now I got 6 gems. Soul of a black man, searching for my marker. Resonate with sound waves, feel them in my chakra. Expecting me to downgrade, easier to conquer. Gotta be the GOAT though, a legend like Contra. Usually I ain't into spitting venom, let's be honest. And the power struggle when it got me causing carnage. Mr. Howard Gamma radiation, that's the concept. Illmatic mic, quite amazing, I ain't Nas yet. Guess I need some space then, Leonardo Vetra. Ambigram my catalog and stitch it on your sweater. Let that be a uniform, it could be clever. To have my mask collection on your mask, you'll look better. If you taking up space, then you here for a reason. It isn't very humble to question why you're breathing. So don't waste your time developing what you believe in. Try many different roads and see where each is leading. Just my point of view from which I am perceiving. Doesn't matter how you live if you just dreaming. Bishop, what I cosplay, no I'm not a Christian. Mutated black man, something out of fiction. Power of the stars, and I got them in my fist. And started with my mind gem, had to have vision. Kinda think it's funny that I used to be 3/5 man. Add the other 5 stones, now I got 6 gems. 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 Add the other 5 stones, now I got 6 gems.